Steve Keen. He's an analyst and economist, usually based in the UK, but he joins us today from Trang in southern Thailand. Thank you so much for joining us on the program today. Now, we have a situation where Prime Minister Johnson isn't able to conduct his duties, and Dominic Raab will be deputising him. What does this mean for the UK?
Well, I think it brings it home just how serious this virus is and how easily it's transmitted. I think the real mistake that's been made by most people in power is they say it's just the flu, but the flu has a far lower level of transmissibility than this virus has, and therefore it overwhelms the medical system in a way that the flu simply will not do. It also is far more serious for younger individuals. The idea that it only affects the old and the infirm, I think, is brought home to being false by Johnson. He's hardly an image of fitness, but he's hardly old either.
Well, Dominic Raab is hardly the same sort of leader as Prime Minister Johnson is. Do you think he's up for the task?
I don't think any of them are, frankly. We select narcissists by popularity polls in our electoral system. We should be choosing people who understand complex systems and can make sensible decisions, like Yane Bambam, who's been giving great advice on Twitter. We elect people who simply do not understand the complexity of the world in which they live and then expect them to make sensible decisions. It's why we're so far behind the eight ball with this. If people who knew complex systems were in charge, the virus would already be over.
Well, Steve, looking at the country currently in a state of lockdown, to have your Prime Minister go into hospital, what effect is this likely to have on ordinary people in this trying time?
I think there's an old Australian joke with a man hanging onto another man's pants off the edge of a clock tower, and the person at the top says to the one at the bottom, "Stop laughing, this is serious." I think this is a serious moment for the UK. When the Prime Minister gets it, everybody realises they're vulnerable. Of course, his job involves shaking hands, and he was, pardon me, but stupid enough to do that when visiting a hospital recently. Possibly how I contacted the virus in the first place. It emphasises the need for isolation in a way that nobody else's illness, bar the Queen's, could do.
All right, Steve Keen, thank you so much for giving us that insight for us from Trang in southern Thailand.